All right, guys, good morning. Today is Tuesday. We're going to be reading in our little book again and for pages 366 to, I didn't update that, to 371. And then we're going to do our Your Turn workbook pages 223 to 225. Then you guys are going to work on your 5 things. If anyone has missing work, I'm going to have you guys stay after class to get those things completed with me. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started in our little book. If you have your little book, you're more than welcome to get that out.
Read.
Summarize. Summarizing is using your own words to tell the most important events in a selection. This can help you remember new ideas in a selection. Find text evidence. After reading page 365 of Cesar Chavez, I can summarize what happens in the section Changing Lives. Changing Lives. Cesar knew the migrant workers were not treated fairly, so he decided to take action. He told the migrant workers he had a plan. It was time for grapes to be harvested or picked. Cesar told the workers to stop working. This was called a strike. The grapes began to rot. With no grapes to sell, the landowners lost money. Finally, the owners talked to Cesar. They promised better pay. After that, the workers began picking the crops again. I read that Cesar talked to other farm workers and they had a strike. When the owners promised better pay, the strike ended. Sequence. The sequence tells the order of ideas in a selection. We can use the words first, next, then, and last to tell the order of what happens. Find text evidence. As I read Cesar Chavez, I think about how the ideas and information are organized in the text. They tell the sequence of events in Cesar's life. Graphic organizer. First, Cesar Chavez was born on a farm in Arizona. Biography. Cesar Chavez is a biography. A biography is the true story of a real person's life. It is written by another person. Find text evidence. I can tell that Cesar Chavez is a biography because it tells about the life of Cesar Chavez. Another clue is that it has a timeline of his life. Text features. Bold print shows words that are important to understanding the topic. A timeline shows dates of important events in the order in which they happened. Synonyms. Synonyms are words that have almost the same meaning. Mad and angry are synonyms. A synonym can be a clue to the meaning of another word. Find text evidence. On page 363 of Cesar Chavez, I read the word caring. In the last sentence of the same paragraph, I read the word kind. Caring and kind are synonyms. His mother and grandmother taught him about caring. Many people came to Cesar's door, asking for food, and his kind family always shared.
All right. This last 2 pages is going to be a paragraph that Ahmed wrote. Ahmed is a 2nd grader, just like you guys. His teacher asked him to write an essay about this. How did the drought in Arizona affect Caesar's life? Describe the sequence of events. So what Ahmed is going to do is he's first going to, so he got 100% on this. He did really well. Okay. He introduced his topic by writing a topic sentence. He had an introduction in the first sentence. He used sequence words. He organized his ideas about Chavez's family in the order in which they happened. And he used real facts and information. He included details about Cesar's life in California from the story that we just read.
A drought in Arizona changed Cesar Chavez's life. Before the drought, Cesar's family lived on a farm. He worked hard on the farm, and he went to school and learned English. His family shared food with people who didn't have enough. Then it didn't rain for a long time, and the crops didn't grow. His family lost their farm and moved to California. They worked as migrant farm workers. Cesar spent the rest of his life helping farm workers.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. I'm going to close this chat down since I see that some of you guys are a little off topic. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on our Your Turn practice workbook. So go ahead and tell me in the chat. You can private message it to me. Are we using Kami or are we using our book? If you're using Kami, you're going to click on classwork in Google Classroom, scroll to ELA, and then you're going to open up your Turn workbook page. If you want to use your book, this is what your book looks like. We are on page 223. We are on page 223 in your Turn workbook. So once you have your Turn page open, the next thing you need to have open is your fluency scores. So you're going to go back to Google Classroom. You're going to go back to Google Classroom, go back to classwork, and then now you're going to go to ELA Tuesday. So right above the Your Turn, it says Fluency Reading Score Tuesday. You can either view assignment or scroll all the way down, and you're going to open up your fluency scores. Go ahead and do that right now. Open up your fluency scores. Everyone needs to be opening up this document. So obviously we are almost done with the year. So you guys are going to have to scroll all the way to your right. Down here, there is this gray bar. You can use that to slide it all the way down. So you get to Unit 5, Week 3. It's going to be in section Y. We're in section Y. You're in Unit 5, Week 3. We're going to be filling out these two today. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get started first. What we're going to do right now is I'm going to read the story. Every word that I mess up on or skip, I'm going to underline. So I'm going to put on my 1-minute timer and I'm going to read first. Okay, ready? Today, many women are doctors, but that was not always true. Many years ago, only men could be doctors. Elizabeth Blackwell changed, I don't know that word, so I'm going to underline it. Early life. Elizabeth Blackwell was born in England in 1821. Her family moved to America when Elizabeth was, I don't know the words, I'm going to underline it. When she got older, she became a teacher. In that time, teaching was a common occupation, or I don't know that word, so I'm going to underline it, for women. Becoming a doctor. Then one of Elizabeth's friends got very ill. She wanted sick people to have less pain and discomfort. Elizabeth started thinking about ways to help people like her friend. She wanted, okay, so I stopped at wanted. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go to the beginning of the line where I said the last words. That was this line, 93. I'm going to count on. So I'm going to say 93 and I'm going to count on 94, 95, 96. So I'm going to go down to page 225. I'm going to say that I read 96 words. And then how many errors do I have? How many words did I underline? Job, 11, and that. So that was 3. So can anyone unmute and tell me what is 96 minus 3?
93.
93. So after I'm done writing it here, am I done? Where do I have to put it? In my fluency score. So I'm going to write 93, and then I need to click out of the box. So I just did my first reading. You guys are now going to do your first reading. Are you guys ready? On your mark. Get set. Remember you're reading out loud. Some of you guys are still reading in your head. I should see your mouths moving. You're reading out loud. Ready? On your mark. Get set. Go. Timer, time, stop reading. Okay, go ahead and write down, make a mark where you stopped, count how many words you read, subtract the words you missed, and then put it in your fluency score. All right, so you guys have done your first read. You should have all put your score in your fluency scores spreadsheet. We're going to do our second read now. So this time when I say a word wrong or skip a word, I'm going to cross it out. Today, many women are doctors, but that was not always true. Many years ago, only men could be doctors. Elizabeth Blackwell changed, I still don't know the words, I'm going to cross it out. Early life. Elizabeth Blackwell was born in England in 1821. Her family moved to America when Elizabeth was, I still don't know the words, I'm going to cross it out. When she got older, she became a teacher. In that time, teaching was a common occupation or job for women. Becoming a doctor. Then one of Elizabeth's friends got very ill. She wanted sick people to have less pain and discomfort. Elizabeth started thinking about ways to help people like her friend. She wanted to become a doctor. Elizabeth talked to men doctors who told her that women could not go to medical school. Elizabeth did not agree or I don't know that word, that. She tried to get into a number of medical schools. All right. So let's see how many words I read. So I stopped at medical, so that's easy. The number after 131 is 132. So I'm going to read, I read 132 words. Dimitri, I hope you're following along. I got one word, except, 11, and that. So again, I got 3 words wrong. What is 132 minus 3?
129.
Okay, am I done now? Can I move on?
No.
No, I need to put it in my fluency score, and then I need to click out of the box. All right. So that's what you guys are going to do right now. Ready? You guys are going to finish this up. Are you ready? On your mark. Get set. Go. $28 seconds left. Time. Okay, go ahead and score out where you stopped reading, how many words you got right and wrong, put it on page 225, and then don't forget to put it in your fluency score. You got to put your, so both of these on Y should now be entered in. All right, the next thing we're going to be doing, so both of your scores should now be filled in. The next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be reading through the whole story now, and then we're going to answer the questions, what happened first in her life, next, and then last, okay? Today, many women are doctors, but that was not always true. Many years ago, only men could be doctors. Elizabeth Blackwell changed that. Early life, okay? So this is her early life. Remember, we need a beginning, middle, end. Elizabeth Blackwell was born in England in 1821. Her family moved to America when Elizabeth was 11. When she got older, she became a teacher. In that time, teaching was a common occupation or job for women. Becoming a doctor, then one of Elizabeth's friends got very ill. She wanted sick people to have less pain and discomfort. Elizabeth started thinking about ways she could help people like her friend. She wanted to become a doctor. Elizabeth talked to men doctors who told her that women could not go to medical school. Elizabeth did not agree or accept that. She tried to get into a number of medical schools. She did not give up. At last, she was allowed to study at a school in New York. Elizabeth studied and learned medicine for 2 years. In 1849, she became the first woman doctor in America. A few years later, Elizabeth opened her own medical office in New York City. She asked 2 other women doctors to join her practice. One of these doctors was her sister Emily. The doctors took care of sick women and children. They also ran a school to train or teach other women as doctors. Elizabeth Blackwell helped people her whole life. She opened the door for women doctors. What happened first in Elizabeth Blackwell's life? What happened next? And then what happened last? So what was her early life? What happened when she was 11 years old, guys?
She moved to America.
She moved to America. Very good. So when she was 11, moved from England to USA. I'm going to try to make it not that many words for you guys. However, if you're a fluent writer, you're more than welcome to write as much. What I mean by 11 is that's how old she was. Moved from England to USA. So I went ahead and I put the answer in the chat as well. What happened first in her life? When she turned 11, her family moved. So she was originally from England, but then she moved to the United States. Then what happened next? So she was a teacher, but then what did she want to become?
She wanted to become a doctor, but only men can be doctors.
Very good. So she wanted to become a doctor, but only men were allowed at the time. That was a little bit longer, but I think that's very important to understand that. Her friend got really sick and she really wanted to become a doctor so that she could help people when they were sick. But at the time, only men were allowed to become doctors. So there was nothing that she could do. So what did she, well, that's what people told her. People told her that there was nothing that she could do. So she continued to work hard. She never gave up. She kept applying to medical schools. And then finally a school said, okay, fine, we'll let you come. And they realized how great she was. She was a great learner. She was a great student. She was a great doctor. And then she finally opened up her own practice. So what it means by opening up your own practice means that you open up like your own, it's like a clinic. It's like if you guys have ever gone to a doctor's office that's not in a hospital. So hospitals are really, really big. There's lots of rooms. There's like, it's humongous. Sometimes there's even like a cafeteria, or like a flower shop or a gift shop. But if you ever go to like a doctor's office, like a clinic, it's usually like a smaller building. And maybe there's only like a few rooms. And the doctors usually own the building. And it's just like one or two doctors that are there. Dimitri, pay attention. So she opened up her own practice. She opened up her own like business of doctoring. And she helped lots of women and children there. Oh, and you know what? I just told you the answer to the last one. So then at the end, she opened up her own practice and she also ran the school to train or teach other women as doctors. So what happened last? She opened her own practice and helped other. Dimitri, this is your final warning before I need to give you a negative dojo point for being off topic.
Miss Pike, I finished writing a sentence in the last one.
Okay, very good. I didn't finish it though. She helped her own practice and helped other females become doctors too. All right, now I finished it. So I put it in the chat for you guys. So let me put all the answers in the chat again. Okay, so here are all the answers on page 225. All right. Now, this is what we're going to do, okay? For the last 20 minutes of class, for ELA time, you guys are going to be working on your 5 things or completing this now. Your 5 things are your practice spelling, practice vocabulary, grammar mechanics, and your selfie writing, okay? I need to keep some students. I need to keep Dimitri, Kendall, Jewels, Jason, Daniel. I think that's it. Kendall, Jewels, Jason, Daniel, and Dimitri. Everyone else, you guys are going to work on your 5 things asynchronously. Kendall, Jewels, Jason, and Daniel, you guys need to stay in class. Everyone else, you guys are going to leave our Zoom meeting to work on your 5 things asynchronously. I will see you guys at 10:15.